This is Kyle Simek with Team Guns Plus, and you're listening to Dave Harmon on the 3-Gun Show.
Welcome to the 3-Gun Show, episode 45. I'm your host, Dave Hartman, and this is a special bonus episode featuring Nick Bailey, product manager at Armalite. Before we get into the interview, I want to thank you for downloading and listening to the show. The 3-Gun Show is a weekly podcast dedicated to the fastest-growing shooting sport, 3-Gun. Each week, I bring you an exciting new episode featuring an awesome 3-Gun athlete, a manufacturer of multi-gun-specific products, and sometimes both. In this episode, Nick tells us about the development of the Armalite 3GN 3-Gun rifles. We cover features of both the 223 and 308 models and how to tune Armalite's tunable muzzle brake. Links to everything we discuss can be found in the show notes, so just head on over to 3gunshow.com/episode 45, and you're going to find some great photos and a video there as well. Now, a quick disclaimer, this is not a paid advertisement. Armalite's just doing cool stuff, and I thought you might want to know about it. Now, please join me in welcoming to the show, Nick Bailey. Welcome to the 3-Gun Show. We're here at USSA Range at 3-Gun Nation Nationals 2015. I'm standing in the Armalite booth, and I was just walking to my truck to grab some water, and I didn't even do that. I completely forgot. But I ran into Nick Bailey of Armalite, and they lured me in with rifles sitting right by the walking path here.
That's the way we do it, man.
And I could not stop. I couldn't just keep going, so I had to stop. And Nick, I'm checking out your 3-gun rifles. You've got the 13.7. You've got inch barrel. You've got the 18-inch barrel both in 5.56, 223,
yep,
and a 308 rifle out here. And I tried to get one of each to go with me, but I couldn't do it. So I figured, hey, maybe I should tell these guys I just want to talk about the rifles so they don't think I'm some kind of crazy guy. But, so, Nick, thanks for being on 3-Gun Show, man.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Well, this is awesome, dude. I'm excited. This is a beautiful day, and you and I found like the one last spot of shade before the sun goes down.
The shade is rare at this point.
Yeah, it absolutely is. This is cool, dude. There's like sounds of gunfire in the background. The pros are practicing and stuff, and this is Armalite's 3-Gun Nation. So let's talk about some Armalite rifles, man.
Definitely.
So you and I chatted just briefly a minute ago while we were setting up, and you've been at Armalite for 5 years now.
Yep.
And tell us like how you started Armalite. What the first position you had was, and what you're doing now.
Growing up in Geneseo, we've always known we have Springfield Armory and Armalite in our backyards, basically. Always heard about it. I have a couple friends that worked there back in the day. They had an opening for a warehouse job. That's what I used to do before then. I got a chance, slid in there. Pretty much just went to town there, did everything I could to help revolutionize the inventory system and all that stuff there. They took me to Camp Perry, got my first taste of the national matches, did some sales there. That place is like a gigantic yard sale. It's
really
cool. It's its own environment though. It's cool.
It's like a swap meet type thing?
Well, to a certain extent, they have it's like Shooter's Row.
Okay.
And all different sorts of vendors setting up, selling all kinds of stuff while they got the matches going on. So you get tons of foot traffic, people coming in and out, looking at stuff. And we sell our rifles. We used to sell our rifles there. Now we got another company that sells them there for us. But, I got a chance there. They seen I had potential. They put me in the sales department after that. Spent some time there. And then when Tommy and those cats took over the transition, taking over the new Armalite, he seen I had some interest in product. I pitched him some ideas, and the rest is, whirlwind story, right?
Yeah, that's cool. Well, that's really cool. And it's your hometown, which is awesome, too.
Yep.
That's exciting stuff. So it truly is like the, start in the mailroom, warehouse, et cetera,
exactly,
and move on up.
It has its ups and downs. I mean, a lot of the time now, like when I need parts and stuff, they're like, well, you know where it's at. You just go get it. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, man.
Yep. So I get that every now and then. But it's good. It's a small, tight-knit environment, Armalite. Everybody's friends there, which is nice. You don't have that gigantic corporation feel where nobody wants to talk to anybody. Everybody's friends there. A lot of times after work, we'll go out and get beers and recount the day.
That's way cool. So how many people work in your area?
We have about, in my area, in product, it's me, Joe, and Walt.
Okay.
And Walt Hasser's the VP of production, and then Joe Hajani is product with me.
And then how about like the company as a whole?
I think we have right around 50 employees.
Oh, okay.
So it's not gigantic, but I mean, everybody's name there. It's nice.
That's the cool thing is you all the people that you
exactly,
work with.
Yep.
You know the guy that does this and that. And
yep.
Very cool. So when Tommy came in, when I think the 3-gun community as a whole was waiting with bated breath and all excited when Tommy came in.
Yep.
We were wanting to see what the result of that was, what was it like, in the organization itself when Tommy came in?
When Tommy came in, everybody kind of was ready for it. Mm-hmm. Everybody had known, the Armalite of old was static. We hadn't really done anything in the last 12 years. Our catalog hadn't changed much. We really hadn't kept up with the times. Our rifles are a testament to who we are. They've been around forever, but we were hungry. There was a lot of us that were pitching ideas, and I had originally started working on a 3-gun rifle before Tommy had showed up because I had kind of been getting into 3-gun and competitive shooting and stuff like that. And as soon as he showed up, man, everybody was just like, "Let's do it. Let's go. We're cool. Behind you 120%. Let's take it to the top."
That's exciting to have that type of mentality of the organization's ready for change.
Yep.
And they just need like a catalyst to have something come in and
exactly.
take it there. So that's very cool for you guys to be able to be in that position and then also have someone that's going to back you in that play.
Exactly. Yeah. And all the experience he brought over and stuff like that, it was perfect. I couldn't think of a better way that transition could have happened.
Dude, that's way cool. So I'm guessing by your tone, you think he's going to listen to this and you're looking for a promotion or something like that.
Oh, man. I'm just hoping he does well this weekend. Him and Greg and Rick and all those cats, I'm hoping they shoot well this weekend.
That's cool. Yeah, I got to watch the practice session over there. And,
yep.
If practice is anything, they're going to do well. So it's a lot of fun. But, back to the product development. So what was like the criteria that you guys had set around like one of these 3-gun rifles?
Tommy had an idea originally what he wanted. I know he had ran previous setups in the past, and he kind of came to us and said, well, what do you have? He wanted to see the model I had kind of thrown together and stuff. And, a lot of it was the same. We all kind of had the same groundwork we wanted for a rifle and, like, stock systems and, like, adjustability, length, and all that. And it all came together pretty quick. We had a few hiccups in a couple places, but other than that, it came together fast.
Cool. Yeah, it does seem like it went pretty fast. When your catalog came out after SHOT Show, I was like, holy cow, look at all these new rifles they have.
Yep.
It's amazing to completely revamp the product line in that short amount of time.
Yeah, it was a hectic 12 months, that's for sure. And the time between when Tommy came in February until SHOT, we hit the ground. We were running constantly, but it was good.
Cool. Well, so what's one of the coolest projects you've got to work on since you've been in this new Armalite?
It'd probably be the tunable muzzle brake. I absolutely love that thing. Getting that thing dialed in and finally figuring out what works and actually seeing the results of the recoil mitigation and muzzle deviation and all that. It's when you take a rifle that's not tuned and you shoot it and you feel all that jump and the overpressurization and all that stuff, and you finally get a flat shooting rifle that you can sit there and drill. It's game changing.
Mm-hmm. So how does that tuning process go then? If someone out there is like, I'm looking for a muzzle brake, I'm thinking of this, and this, what would make them go to that 3-gun rifle and spend the time tuning it? Or excuse me, what would make them go to the Armalite muzzle brake and then spend the time tuning it?
It's got 3 ports on it, and each port has a plug. They're not pre-drilled or anything. The plug goes in, and if you're a right-handed shooter, you tune the right plug and the top plug, and if you're a lefty, you shoot the left, or you tune the left plug and the top plug. And you can back them out and change them around. Like, say you have a 13-inch gun, and it's pinned and welded, so you obviously can't take the comp off. You're a right-handed shooter, and all of a sudden your son starts shooting, and he's lefty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can take that right plug out and the left plug out, swap them, and now the gun's going to automatically track for him.
Oh, okay.
On that side. Because, if you're a right-handed shooter and you've got a left-handed plug, the rifle's going to want to jump a different way due to the pressure being ported out on one side.
Interesting. Now, so when you're tuning it, you mentioned that those holes are not pre-drilled all the way through.
Right, yep.
Do you have like a specific diameter that you recommend people do it, or do you tell them to go small, jump it up?
Yep, you start small, and what you want to do is take a comfortable but firm grip on the rifle and watch how your reticle tracks. I'd shoot it like a 50-yard target with no magnification and watch how the reticle jumps. Most right-handed shooters are going to see an up and right jump. So what you'd start with a small drill bit on top and keep drilling until you notice that the rifle's no longer jumping up. It's kind of just pulsing.
Okay.
And then once the up's done, then you start working on the right, and eventually you'll get the rifle where it just wants to almost pulse on target instead of seeing wide arcing up and right jumps.
Interesting. So this is like a pretty cool design. Most comps are comps,
mm-hmm.
And there's a few adjustable ones out there, but not many. What made you guys decide to go with an adjustable instead of just a normal static comp that you can knock off of CNC machines and box up?
See, that's the thing. A lot of people have the comps out there and like the Benny Hill and all those, the Rolling Thunder, and once you drill them, you're done. You can only go bigger.
Mm-hmm.
If you mess up and overtune or something like that, or if you change load. When we switch from 55 grain to 77 grain for long range, we change out our plugs.
Oh, okay.
So and we see different statistics depending on how or what ammo we use with the tuning screws, and it makes sense. It allows us to be able to keep the rifle on target a lot easier.
Interesting. So when you're shooting like a long range stage, then before you shoot, is this something that you would do in like your pre-shoot ritual? Is swap the plugs out?
If you know you're going to be shooting a little bit longer, you can definitely tune it. I mean, it just depends. If you want to run hotter loads, any changes in your load data are automatically going to change how your plugs react.
Okay.
So being able to tune those, and we sell the plugs online in kits you can buy. So if you got 5 different kinds of ammo you want to shoot, and each one has a little bit of a different feel to it, just buy a new plug, drill it to that, mark on the back of it or paint it red or something so you know your red's your 55, green's your 79 or 69 or something like that. Then you got a set whenever you need to switch.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I didn't realize there was that much adjustability in that specific comp.
Yeah, we've done some pretty crazy things with it. It's just the beginning of that comp.
Yeah. So what do you guys have on the horizon that you're working on?
Project-wise, we just started our LTC, our Light Tactical Carbine series. It's kind of like our Defender. It's a lower-end model, but it's got a couple upgrades to. It's more of an out-of-the-box ready as opposed to like an A2 front sight post plastic handguard. It features our new 15-inch free float rail with our low-profile gas block, but it's non-adjustable. So it's a nicer package out of the box.
Cool.
There's a lot more customization you can do with it.
Very cool. So it's like a truck gun, home defense type gun.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. Very cool. Now, when we were standing here, someone took that rifle from us. And again, there's like a whole group of guys over there looking at it. Do you think we can get it back in possibly that 308 and we can talk about the specifics of it?
Let me grab it. Hey, Randy.
Sure.
Randy, can you bring me the 308 3-gun?
Oh, I didn't realize that guy was looking at it. I feel bad.
All right.
Thanks, Randy. Cool. So, okay, we got the AR-10 3-gun here. This thing is beautiful, and it's I was surprised that it's not as heavy as I thought it would be.
Yep.
And part of that is because we are looking at a shorter barrel. What is the length of the barrel?
It's 13.5.
It's 13.5.
Yep.
Okay.
13.5 pinned to 16.1.
Okay. And so tell me about this rifle, Nick.
When we originally looked at the M15 3-gun line, we thought, hey, why can't we do this in an AR-10? And we basically took it down and started messing it with. We had the TAC model, the TAC 16 AR-10. Said, what can we do to make this gun so it barely recoils at all? And me being not the biggest guy, shooting AR-10s for me has never really been a pleasant experience.
So they grabbed you and they're like, Nick, take this box of ammo to the range.
What do you think about this? And I was like, oh, God, guys, this thing recoils pretty hard. What can we do? And we started putting the M15 3-gun accessories on the AR-10 version. And that's kind of what started it. And after one time in the basement of actually tuning the gas block with the brake, I'm like, this is shooting a 223, guys. This is crazy. I can hammer on this gun, and not most times when you're shooting an AR-10, I'm starting to drift backwards. This thing, I can hammer down on it, and it's nothing.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's been nice.
That's pretty sweet. So then this is like a good heavy metal or heavy metal optics type setup.
Yep.
Have you shot any of that type of 3-gun yourself?
I've not shot any heavy metal. It's too much for me right now.
Yeah?
Yep. I've been wanting to with this rifle, and it would be possible for me to shoot it with this rifle.
Cool. Now, do you have any of your sponsor shooters or any of your customers?
Jay Carrillo is shooting heavy with this.
Oh, is he? Okay,
yep.
Cool.
He just shot a match, I think it was last weekend or the weekend before, and took first with it.
No kidding.
Out of the box, brand new, and he loves it.
Cool. Good for him.
Yep. It's been good stuff. We're really happy with it.
Okay, so I took a couple pictures while you were talking here, and I'll put those in the show notes. Tell us from like butt stock, your left hand there, all the way to the barrel, what you're looking at for the complete rifle.
All right.
As far as like components go.
On the butt stock, we have the Luth MBA-1 adjustable stock, or MBA-2, excuse me, adjustable stock, which gives you length of pull and cheek height.
Okay. Moving
forward from that, we have an Ergo swell grip. And inside we have standard AR-10, standard M15 fire controls with Timney Gold 3.5-pound trigger in it. On top we have a Raptor Armalite branded ambidextrous charging handle.
That's cool. It's got the logo in there
got
too.
Got the logo and our name on that one.
Sweet. I'm going to grab a photo of that one too as you go along here.
Moving forward from that, we have our own profile barrel. We've messed around with a lot of different profiles on the barrels to find out exactly like the perfect weight balance. And this is what we ended up with. It's kind of a mixture between sort of a bull mixed in with like an M4 profile. It's super lightweight, super small contour. And then moving forward from that, we have our adjustable Armalite gas block. And then at the very front end, we have our tunable muzzle brake from Armalite.
Okay. Excellent. Like, beautiful complete rifle there. And it sounds like a lot of the components that you hear guys swapping out and asking for advice on the message boards and everything. Hey, what's the best trigger? Hey, what's a good stock? Hey, what's a handguard and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And a complete rifle ready to shoot out of the box. Just need an optic.
Exactly. That's another thing we wanted to do. We wanted to take a rifle that, let's say, Tommy could come over to the factory. Here you go. Here's your rifle for this weekend. You don't need to do anything to it except for adjust your gas, tune your screws, and we can give him a preset setting. You can go from there and shoot it, and you can finish first with it. It's literally a out-of-the-box, factory-ready rifle that's ready to compete.
That's cool. Now Tommy's, I was just watching him practice. His gold.
He's got the gold one? Yep.
That, yeah.
He hit me up about that at the Nationals last year, and he's like, man, I got to get a gun out there, and I want it to be a little different. I was like, I got you. I'm going to get you a complete gold gun. And he's like, all right, do it. So he's got that 13-inch, and he's got an 18-inch one, too, and they're all blinged out.
Yeah, that thing looks awesome, too.
Yep.
Now, is that like an option? Like, can you call up Armalite and say, hey, I want to get that rifle in the gold?
Exactly. Our Premier Service Division, they do Cerakoting and all that good stuff. They got tons of stuff they can do.
That's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. Well, this is great stuff you guys are doing. Nick, thanks for taking the time out to talk about it here and stand in the shade with me.
Definitely.
And thanks for being on the 3-Gun Show.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed this special bonus episode featuring Nick Bailey of Armalite. It was cool to be able to speak directly to someone that had a hand in the Armalite 3GN15 rifle while we were holding the rifle, and the backdrop was great too, being at 3Gun Nation Nationals. It's cool to see that this rifle is more than just a trigger and a muzzle brake. Again, links to everything we talked about, including photos of the rifle and a great video on tuning how to tune your muzzle brake, can be found at 3gunshow.com/episode 45. If you have any thoughts, feedback, or guest suggestions, you can email me. I'm Dave at 3gunshow.com. Now, I'm going to SHOT Show in January and bringing the podcast equipment with me, and also we're going to be bringing video with me, so a new thing we're going to be doing here. Now, if there's companies you want to hear from, be sure to let me know, and I'll seek them out. If you're going to SHOT Show yourself, keep an eye peeled. As always, please leave a review on iTunes. It only takes a minute, and it is huge for getting the show in front of shooters like you and I. Just visit 3gunshow.com/iTunes. If you like the podcast and you want to show your support, you can do so by using our affiliate links when you shop at Brownells, Cabela's, and Aero Precision. Just go to 3gunshow.com and click the banners at the right and shop like normal. We are a small commission of what you buy at no additional cost to you, and it helps to cover the cost of the show. Thank you so much for downloading, listening, and subscribing. I'll catch you in the next episode.
If you are finished, unload, show clear.
I hope you enjoyed this special bonus episode featuring Nick Bailey of Armalite. It was cool to be able to speak directly to someone that had a hand in the Armalite 3GN15 rifle while we were holding the rifle, and the backdrop was great too, being at 3Gun Nation Nationals. It's cool that this rifle is more than just a trigger and a muzzle brake, and I think Nick, it's cool that this rifle is more than just a trigger and a muzzle brake. It's cool to see that It's cool to see that this rifle. It's cool to see that this rifle is more than just a trigger and a muzzle brake.